Now, since you talked about the law enforcement, and we are privileged, we have Shri Manoj Ibrahim from Government of Kerala. So let's take some law enforcement's perspective, and then we will finally move to IT Secretary Tamil Nadu, and then Honorable Minister, because Minister Sir has other engagements. So I will now move on to Shri Manoj Ibrahim. Sir, as a law enforcement and also especially your own personal expertise and your own commitment for working towards the cyber cell in Kerala, we would like to have your perspective. How is law enforcement agencies working when it comes to such challenges?
Very good morning to all of you. Conference. Basically, as was discussed by eminent speakers before me, we are living in a totally digital world, far away from the physical world, which the police department used to handle very effectively, very easily. We are in a digital framework now, we are in a digital ethos now, where the whole paradigm of law enforcement and policing has changed. Because it's a world without borders, and this makes the problem even more acute, more difficult to handle, and very difficult to prevent for a law enforcement agency. Because earlier, for any crime to happen, the accused and the victim has to be at the same place. If I want to murder somebody, both have to be at the same place. Or if I have to loot a bank, the bank has to be in a particular place, and the looter has to come to the bank. But with the cyber world, everything has changed. The whole paradigm of policing has changed, where we are looking at a world without borders. Now, as was discussed by all those speakers before me, we are in times when we are going with the COVID pandemic, we are going online. The way we live, the way we do our business, the way we do our meetings, the way we do our studies, everything is going online. And with this, cyber crimes have increased. I won't go into the figures because all the speakers have really talked about how much cyber crimes has increased in various means as such. Whether you look at it at hijacking, tunneling, or cache poisoning, or anything, whatever you look at it, it has gone up. If you look at the crime percentages, cyber crime percentages in India, with reference to Kerala also, you find that during this COVID pandemic itself, we had a 72% hike in the general crime cases. And you look at crimes against women and children, that is transmitting of CSAM material, etc. on the net, you'll find that it is almost 200%. And a lot of crimes, the malware, the ransomware attacks, all sorts of Trojan attacks, etc. Everything has gone up by more than 100-200%, which clearly shows that, of course, it's a natural feature when everybody is hooked online and the whole ethos of working comes online. It is natural that crimes also will go up. And people have been using the COVID-19 pandemic fear to use it for getting credentials, for attacking various financial institutions, for attacking the individuals to steal their personal details, etc. So it's happening big way. And this is going to be the in thing in the future also, because the post-COVID arena also looks to be more on the digital platform, and the law enforcement needs to really look at it on a very different platform, as not like what we do in the traditional policing paradigm. What these crimes have basically done is, as I mentioned earlier, it's a crime without borders, and so it makes it all the more difficult for the police to detect a crime. So what we have done in Kerala, I'll just explain it in a few words as such, that we understood that it's very difficult to detect cyber crime, because the criminal can be anywhere. After the crime happens, somebody comes and reports to me. I am with no agreement among nations, with no MLAT agreements with many countries. We find it very difficult to actually track down a criminal or catch him. So it is the priority of the police agencies to ensure that we prevent crime. And that is where Kerala Police has done some real good work, in the sense that we try to ensure that crime prevention is a priority, particularly in the cyber world. And then the second point that we understood is we can't do it alone. Generally, in the law enforcement agencies try to do it. They keep their work confidential. They try to do the work on their own. But in the cyber realm, we understood that we alone cannot do it because the crime gets complicated day by day. It changes. It's a varying crime. You have one crime here, another 2 months, you have a very different crime, more technical, more complex, more difficult to handle. So it keeps on changing. So the police department alone cannot really handle the challenges that come up in the digital world. So you require the assistance of the private sector, you require the assistance of companies, you require the assistance of people. So it's a coordinated effort to prevent cybercrime. So what we did is we formalized this private-public partnership, and we built an organization called Cyberdome, which is actually a private-public participation to prevent cyber crimes, to do research on the challenges in cybersecurity, and to really devise new techniques on how we can prevent and detect cybercrime. And in this drive, we are connected to all the major companies in IT companies in Kerala. We are connected to IT professionals. We are connected to ethical hackers. We are connected to all the banks. We are connected to various institutions, schools, etc., where we come together on one platform and try to detect and prevent cybercrime. And it is in this regard that we had tremendous success in actually preventing it. We actually do it with a lot of individuals who come and work to us on a voluntary basis from the private sector, helping us in detecting crime, preventing crime, in looking at what new technology can be adopted to really improve our performance, improve the services that we deliver to a citizen. And this has been functioning for the past 3 years, and we had huge success. That's why if you look at our figures with regard to crime, cybercrime detection, it's one of the highest in the country, because we have a big gamut of people working together with us to detect and prevent cybercrime. So that is one area. Then, of course, we do a lot of cyber awareness. Cyber hygiene is one thing that was emphasized here at this conference also. It's the most important thing, because this war, every individual, every company, every organization, every bank needs to secure themselves. And if you don't secure yourselves, it's going to be a very difficult world out there. So that message needs to go to every organization, every individual. So that awareness on cyber hygiene, we have been doing it in a big way, starting from the students on to the housewife, to the professionals, to government, and to all those stakeholders who are actually involved. Because if everybody secures themselves, use all sorts of principles of cyber hygiene, then the role of the police is minimum in that regard. And we one more thing that we do very passionately is the social media intervention. We are actually into social media for many reasons. Firstly, social media is where we get a lot of information. We do a lot of crowdsourcing on social media. A lot of information we get through the social media. We have a lot of one of the biggest following in the world with regards to Facebook, etc., where 1.5 to 2 million people are following us on Facebook. And so we get a lot of information on what is happening in the social media, what is happening in the internet. When the crime starts itself, we know that something is happening. Then we use the social media because we have such a huge reach in all the platforms. We use the social media also to spread the principles of cyber hygiene. Some new malware comes up or some new problem comes up, we really spread it to the public. We release videos, we release posters saying that this is what you should need to do, and it goes to quite a number of population who share it very passionately also. So the social media intervention by the police department also has been very useful. Firstly, on getting information from the point of view of the law enforcement, and also in getting all these principles of cyber hygiene back to the citizens also. So the law enforcement, of course, the challenge is huge with the digital world, but we need to really go on and work on these principles again. So that is what my takeaway is there on this law enforcement angle in this area.